Hello, people, and welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV, and welcome to the post-match fan show. You've got me, Marlon, from Southview COYS TV, and you've got my boy Josh now. After doing my first watch along with him. How are you feeling still? Still happy?
Yeah, very happy. Top of the league. Come on, let's just push this to Palace and then go 5 clear at the top, hopefully. But yeah.
So let's we'll stop talking because we don't want to be here all night. Yeah, let's get these fans on. So who have we got first?
It's the legend.
I'm hoping to see Brian.
Yeah, there we go. Oh,
what's up, people?
No. Through that one.
Can you?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. Brian, you good?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
I am very, very well. We're just sorting out Josh so he can hear you. Because, we need to hear you.
All good, all good. Can Josh hear me now?
Yeah. How you doing, Brian?
Big up, Josh, brother. I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, really good. Really happy. Trying not to be too pessimistic today.
So, Brian, go on. How are you feeling? Go on. How are you feeling? Because of all people, you're criticised, but you'll also praise.
Yeah, you will.
How are you feeling today, right now?
Mate, listen, I'll give you, for instance, Vicario, again, my God, what a goddamn keeper we have. Honestly, I think this guy is simply incredible. I cannot fault this guy. I've got to say, Cuti Romero is absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
And how incredible that he is the calmest man on the pitch right now.
That's such a good observation.
That's when you know things are going very well, when he is the calmest man on the pitch. And I have to say, Heung-min Son today was absolutely lethal and deadly. The whole team put in a good performance, but those three really stood out for me.
Brian, big questions were asked about Højbjerg today.
Yeah.
What did you make of him as an all-round and set in that Basuma position today?
I think he did very, very well, actually. I should have mentioned him as well. Some of his people say that he's not very progressive with his passing. He was spraying 40, 50-yard balls about.
Yeah.
Prime. His passing was sensational. Very unlucky to get booked. Because he tried to pull out of it, and obviously the guy jumped over him, but I can understand why he got it. But Højbjerg put in a solid performance. You can see the difference that he brings to Basuma. We lost a bit of that free-flowing going forward a bit, but he did very, very well today. He should be proud of himself, and so should the Spurs fans.
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to ask, when it comes to Palace with this situation now you've seen how good Højbjerg is, would you start him against Palace to avoid Basuma getting the yellow card and then missing Chelsea?
You know what? Mate, it's such a tough one now.
Yeah.
It really is, because listen, do I want Basuma available for Chelsea? Yes, I do.
Yes,
I do. But do you want to risk? Not saying that it's a risk with Højbjerg playing, but do you want to say, let's prepare for 2 games ahead rather than the 1 game coming up? There was another stat that's come out today that, like that one that was no team with this amount of points has finished outside the top. Well, now it's changed. Apparently, anyone that's got 23 points by this time, 5 have gone on to win the league. 2 or 3 have finished second, and 3 have finished third. That's it. With these amount of points. Yeah, so I can't remember the exact amounts, but top three apparently with this amount of points at this amount of time in the season is the lowest someone has finished. So now, when you ask about Basuma Højbjerg, you've got to work out which one you'd rather have. But put it this way, I'll be happy with either. But for me, I want Basuma on the pitch for Chelsea.
Same. I'm with you on that.
Quickly wanted to ask you, Ange was very disappointed with that second half as a whole. What did you make of the second half compared to the first?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You just need to look at Richarlison. I think in the first half he deserves a lot. No, listen, in the first half he deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, no, agree.
The second half he was, here we go again. I love hearing a manager talk like that. I love the way Ange Postecoglou, even with a 2-0 win, another clean sheet, is still finding areas of improvement and things he wants to get better from this football team. And he's right. It's so refreshing to hear, and long may it continue. I stand by everything he said, and I think whatever this man says, he is turning water into wine. Let this man talk and preach and do what he does, because it's winning. It's winning.
Ange is winning, isn't he? That's what he is like.
Correct.
It's amazing. But yeah, as far as like your man of the match, did you give your man of the match already? I might have missed that one.
No, it's tight for me between Kuti and Romero. Kuti and Romero? Kuti and Son. Kuti and Son. I just think Kuti, the way he played today, running forward with the ball, his defending, his progression, he is just incredible. But Son got a goal and assist, so I think it's going to go to Son. I think Sonny deserves the man of the match.
Son got the assist as well, didn't he? I think that's his first assist of the season, is it?
Something like that, yeah.
He's just amazing this season so far, isn't he? As soon as he moves to striker, that's it. He's off.
Mate, he's lethal. He is absolutely. I mean, that goal he took was just clinical finishing and just deadly. We had so many attempts to score, and we kept doing the Arsene Wenger 1 too many passes and let's score the perfect goal. But he got that ball, took that man on, and just there was no other place in the back of the net for that goal. And he just got it. I don't understand what happened with Son and Maddison in the second half when they got in each other's way to make it 3-0.
Yeah.
But you know what? Thankfully, we're 2-0 up, so it doesn't make a big difference. But we've got to be a little bit more ruthless up front. We're creating these chances and not taking them. But hey, we're winning. We're winning, so you can't say fairer than that.
Yeah, definitely.
I just wanted to take a quick look at Kulu as well, because he was kind of missing in that first half, but came in it towards the end. But he didn't. He's got another 90 minutes under Ange. Are we starting to see that Ange is relying on him quite a lot?
Do you know what it is? We all want to see the Kulu that started under Conte. Assist goals, unstoppable. And he had a couple of opportunities tonight where he could have shot, he could have done more. But I think what we're underestimating is his off-the-ball work and his hold-up play and his running up. He's playing a different kind. He's playing in the same kind of position but a different role. And he's doing that magnificently, but I think he needs to work at his end product. He had a couple of opportunities on his left foot in the second half where he could have pulled the trigger, but for whatever reason he didn't. But he's certainly become a very valued member of Ange's squad, and you've got to admire the work rate that he's putting in.
I feel like it's just going to click with him one of these days, because he gets so many times, like that chance where he should have shot and he tried to cut it back to Son. He just gets in so many of those positions. If he could just turn that corner of making the right decision every time, I'm not comparing him to Bale or something, but you know how Bale just always shot or passed all the time, always right. Kane, players like that. He has the ability to be a great player, I think. And I do think that, you know how you said him holding up the ball and being able to wriggle past players and deal with pressure. I think that he might end up being a midfielder eventually, man, because he hasn't got that lightning pace. And I think that he could do really well for us even in that Sarr role, maybe against lower blocks, I'd say, where you don't need as much energy and you just want to break the team down, have another winger outside him that's faster and him on right CM or something. But that's just my fault.
You look at it, Josh, you can have Kulu can play central and he does look comfortable centrally, and then whether you decide to play Brennan Johnson in his place on the right as opposed to the left, and then use Brian Hill or someone else on the left, then there's options there, isn't there? But thankfully, right now, one of the good things we've got with this team is there are options available.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, top of the league. You dreaming yet?
I'll put it this way: I'm getting there. I'm about to have. I'd say I've started to daydream. It hasn't gone into a full blown. Oh my God, this is happening. Here we go. But you know what? The longer this continues, and if we can, I tell you what, if we can just get, let's just say 4 points minimum, 6 points from the next 2 games, then I think people will seriously be thinking Tottenham Hotspur aren't playing around. Tottenham Hotspur are here.
2 wins from our next 2 games. I'm on the train. I'll turn into the most optimistic Spurs fan ever.
Put it this way, Josh. 2 wins, and I'll ask you to reserve me a ticket to join you. I'll be there.
Would you be Levy-in? Levy-in?
No, I most certainly fucking would not. No. Listen, listen, mate. It's 11 games. It's 11 games, not 22 years. Listen, we'll see what happens in January. We are on the right track.
Yeah,
Josh is getting his ticket. I'm on reserve. Yeah. We'll see where this is going. But right now, and not for the considerable future, will I ever say Levy and a 2-letter word? It will always be out.
Brilliant.
Brian, I'm already there. So come join me when you're ready. I'll be there. I'll make you a cup of tea. Get on that Anne's train with me.
I'm on, mate. Anne's train I've been on all day long. I'm not on the winning the league train yet.
Why not?
But I'm close to saying, we could have a chance. But the Levy train, never. Refund any ticket you buy from me.
Look, if Manchester City can do the treble, why can't we be the Invincibles? Come on.
Oh my God! Did he
Marlon,
he's just asking to get clipped up and literally thrown around social media.
Come on, dream big.
No. Marlon, seek help.
Yeah, please.
I'm not seeking help. No. Do you know what? Look, I'm joking about obviously going Invincible, but for what Ange is doing and the way exactly what he did at Celtic, look, he can. Like you said, he's turning water into wine. He is making everyone at this club happy. We've got to be optimistic. We've got to think, you know what, why not?
Yeah.
Listen, we can hope, we can dream, and right now, everything that Ange is doing, he's doing correctly.
Yeah.
And the team are responding. The fans were magnificent once again tonight. The 12th man were magnificent. And long may it continue.
Well, I think that's a brilliant time to sign off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. I can't believe how positive everyone is. I feel like I'm in an alien world right now. Even Brian.
But, Just enjoy it, brother.
Yeah, will do.
All right, boys.
Thank you.
See you later.
Lovely seeing you. See you later.
Brian. Take care.
Yeah, it's weird to speak to Brian. I don't think I've ever spoken to him in a good mood.
He does have positive things to say, but it always goes back to Levy usually. That's the only thing.
Has to, even if it's positive, man. You have to do it when it's positive because then people know you're definitely on that train. But let's bring out the next guest. I suppose we'll have to be sharp for this one. Make sure we do this one correct.
Let's sit up.
Look nice.
Hello.
Welcome.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh, is he on mute?
No way you muted yourself. He's meant to run this gaff, isn't he? And he broke into song as well. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
There we go.
On top of the motherfucking league.
Come on, people. Talk to me nicely.
Are you pumped, people? Are you pumped or what?
Yeah, I'm gassed. I'm personally gassed, especially with the chance on Friday of going 5 points clear. I've got to stop saying it because I'm getting too excited. But wow, I can't believe what Ange has done. Greatest start to the Premier League greatest start to a season of any Premier League manager.
Yep.
Is that right?
Correct.
Oh, of a new
new Premier League manager.
Yeah, so I think Gus Hiddink held the record before for Chelsea when he came in mid-season, and he got 22 points in his first 9 games. Now Ange has got 23 points. But I think it's even more impressive than people are saying, because Gus Hiddink was coming into like a world-class Chelsea team, right?
Yeah.
This Spurs team the fans were depressed, the players were depressed. We didn't have any sense of kind of direction where we were going. No Spurs fans saw any light at the end of the tunnel. And suddenly he has just turned it around and we're bloody top of the league and no one can beat us at the moment. And all these Arsenal fans, being like, oh, you haven't played anyone yet. You haven't played anyone. Well, first of all, we've beaten Liverpool. We've come to the Emirates and taken a draw. And all you Arsenal fans saying we haven't played anyone yet. What was your score against Fulham at home? You couldn't even beat Fulham at home. You know what I mean?
Even with 10 men.
Exactly.
Do you know what? Do you know what I keep saying to them, Ben, as well? Like, I keep getting that a lot in group chats I'm in, and I keep thinking like, oh, we haven't played anyone, but we're 9 games in now, yeah? So we're getting close to that quarter mark. We're going to have this run of fixtures again. So it's like, are you saying we've had an easy half to the season as well? Like, because when you've played 9 games, you've played enough games to see how good you are, I think. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, anyway, what did you think of the actual game, Ben?
Yeah, look, I thought we hardly got out of second gear today, to be honest. I thought it was a really easy job for the most part. I wasn't impressed with Fulham whatsoever. I thought it was a really professional job, and I thought there wasn't really a bad player on the pitch for Spurs today. I thought Højbjerg came in and did an absolutely stellar job in the middle of the park. In my opinion, he's the man of the match today for the way he came in and controlled things in the middle, even helped us get that second goal with some nice play in the middle of the park, being aggressive. But look, I don't really have a bad word to say about anyone on the pitch today. I thought Vicario helped us out in a couple of times that Fulham did trouble us. Cuti Romero, what Brian said about him being the calmest man on the pitch, I'm like, what sort of universe are we living in when Spurs are top of the league? Romero's the calmest guy on the pitch. I mean, what has he got, 1 booking this season or something? I mean, what is going on with our club at the moment? What is going on?
Crazy.
But no, look, I thought in terms of the performance, it was a professional performance. But I agree with Ange in what he was saying about the second half, saying that we didn't kick on enough. We didn't go for the kill in that second half. And it did annoy me a little bit, but I don't think the result was ever in danger.
Yeah, agreed. And I just can't believe what Ange is doing here. He's just totally... Isn't it so crazy having defenders like Van der Ven and Romero just mopping up everything and Vicario making those saves?
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane. So I wanted to ask my obligatory question that I'm asking everyone. What would you do against Palace? Do you really want Basuma to start against Chelsea to the point where you consider maybe starting Højbjerg again? Or what would you do with those two?
For me, you play your best team as far as go. I don't want to look forward to games being like, oh, this can happen, that can happen. Yeah. I play my strongest team every single game, and then you worry about the next game when that next game comes. So for me, Basuma plays. We need to make sure, first and foremost, we get that 3 points at Crystal Palace, because that ain't a given. Away at Crystal Palace is a very difficult game. Yeah. And when you're looking at it, one of our most difficult games so far this season. Obviously you've got the Arsenals and the Liverpools, but Crystal Palace is straight after that, in my opinion. So we have to treat this game like it's a really important game, as it is, because if we win, like you say, we go 5 points clear at the top of the league. So I think Basuma has to play, to be honest. And if Basuma gets a booking and Højbjerg has to come in for Chelsea, then so be it. Like I said, I thought Højbjerg was unbelievable today. So I don't really have a problem with him stepping in.
So Ben, quick question. Spurs keep answering these questions that keep getting thrown at them. Obviously against Luton, 10 men, everyone goes, typical Spursy, they're not going to do it, but we answered it. So tonight, last game of the weekend, win, and we go back top. Old Spurs would have done what old Spurs done, but again, we've answered another question. Why do we keep answering these questions and no one believes us at the moment?
Look, let them keep writing us off. This is where we want to be. We want to be under the radar. We don't want to be that team being like, oh, they're going to win the league, because that's when we're going to bottle it. We want to be that team. We want to be that team that is coming under the radar when nobody sees us coming. I think that's when we were doing our best work under Pochettino as well, when everyone just kept writing us up. Oh, next week you're going to lose. Next week you're going to lose. Let them keep saying that and let us keep proving everyone wrong. This is what Ange Postecoglou has done his whole career. He's proved people wrong every single place he's gone. And it looks as though, look, it's only 9 games in at the moment, so we can't get too ahead of ourselves. But he's proved everyone wrong already so far, just after 9 games. So let's stay under the radar. Let's only talk about these things in and amongst ourselves. Don't take it out to the wider community, and we'll see where we go.
I've got to say though, look, we're too clear now. We're up. It's lonely at the top, Ben. I know it's not a wide gap, but I think people are starting to notice, man. Especially if we do against Palace, I think that'll be the moment that. Well, actually, it would be Chelsea. I think
Chelsea would be the one.
Chelsea would be the one where if we've got back-to-back wins in those games, people go, right, they're challenging, I reckon. But yeah.
You know what it is for me? Is after the next international break, if we could go through to the next international break unscathed, after that international break, we got Villa, City, West Ham and Newcastle all in a row.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, if we're still like in and amongst it after those 4 games, then people can come talk to me, and then people will start taking Spurs really seriously.
That's true. Yeah,
100%.
yeah. That's actually a tough run of games we got now, then, isn't it? Palace, Chelsea.
Yep.
Who else after that?
No, it's Wolves after that, and
Wolves.
then it's an international break, and then it's Villa at home, City away, West Ham at home, and Newcastle at home.
Right. This is a serious run now, isn't it? Like literally, Wolves is the only given there, really. Because Palace is
no
away.
given. Don't ever say there's a given, Josh.
Josh, that's not what I mean.
How many times have you talked to me about this, Josh? How many times? And you're messaging me going, this game's done at the Arsenal game, 2-0 up. And what happened?
Ben,
I know what's got into me. It's the
game in the
It's the
studio
end
with
of
me.
it.
It's one game in the studio with me. He's got all positive all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's true.
We'll get him back tomorrow. Don't worry. He'll be in the chat going, nah, this ain't gonna happen.
He walked in and said, I just can't see how Fulham are going to hurt us today. I almost had a heart attack. You know, I don't deal with those kind of... But,
Josh, what I want to see from you in the WhatsApp group this week, though, is just keep talking about injured players. Just keep talking about them because they keep playing.
Okay, cool. I'm going to do it when you least expect it. Like, I'm going to send some bogus Twitter report that, like, Maddison's torn... Yeah, I don't
Did
know.
Basuma train this week? Is he training?
Yeah.
Is he in the picture?
He's not in the pictures.
He's not in the pictures. Yeah, he's not there.
And then starts match day all the time. But yeah. Cool.
But Ben,
All right, guys.
One quick question before you go. Vicario. I know we spoke a few weeks back. Is he just getting better and better every game that we are playing now?
That one-handed save in the first half was so important. I mean, this guy, not only does he have this highest save percentage in the Premier League right now, but from the eye test, you are seeing top-class saves every single week. He keeps us in games at times. And when we're on the back foot with the kind of way that we play our football, we're going to give away chances. That's just the nature of the beast, essentially. But with a goalkeeper like Vicario in goal, he has kept us in games so many times over this course of the season. And I, for one, was going, this Vicario don't look good. He's bad with his feet. His shot stopping don't look good. He looked nervy at Brentford. But ever since that Brentford game, I personally think he's been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. I really do.
Yep.
Definitely. I'm already, because you know I'm pessimistic, I'm already like thinking, how many years has he got in his contract? Because I would, if he carries this on, goalkeepers like that are hard to come by. Do you know what I mean? He is... I have never actually been this impressed with a goalkeeper, I don't think. Even Lloris at his peak, he was brilliant, but doing both feet and then every game he's making a world-class save, sometimes 2. Do you know what I mean? It's insane.
Yeah. Look, there were a couple of dodgy moments passing out the back today from Vicario, but his shot stopping was absolutely spot on. But just before I go, let's just talk about the best player in the Premier League right now, which is James Maddison. This guy, man, this guy is like first for every single metric in the Premier League right now. He's talking a few days ago about he's in the form of his life. Yep. And I think it's just he's getting noticed so much more because he's in a Spurs shirt. But I mean, this dynamic between him and Son, I dread to think when one of them is injured or don't play, because I mean, when both of them come off, we can't seem to get a move going together. So that's worrying, to be honest.
Yeah. Definitely, I agree. I think it's just crazy how Son, you know, you just thought, he's not going to have Kane. I was hearing people say Son won't score as many goals without Kane. Like he needs Kane to score goals, and Maddison's just filled that role straight away. Took the number 10 shirt, and he's playing like Kane. Like, do you know what I mean? He's even well, not even better, but yeah,
close enough.
Can you imagine Kane in this team though? If we had Kane in this team, we would genuinely be proper title contenders, and nobody could say otherwise.
100%. I feel so bad about that, because you know we had that one preview of all 3 of them when it was the 4-0 against Shakhtar, and I was like, this is what life's going to be like. And then Kane left. But yeah, brilliant. I just can't wait for Friday now.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to Friday.
But you know exactly what happens whenever us Spurs fans we get like this. We lose the next game. So look,
I thought this was going to be that game, though. That's what I thought. I thought this was going to be that game. But sorry,
maybe Ange is dispelling all those myths. So maybe we should be getting overexcited. Maybe we should be getting ahead of ourselves. So Look,
you
we
seen,
play the way we want to. Abidjan Postecoglou. He's changed the face of this club completely.
Yeah, fully.
No, definitely. What, in 10 games, including the cup? Yeah, he's completely just masterminded. Like, we're not even thinking about anything but up there.
Have you seen what they say about? Because Spurs are cursed, obviously. Yeah. Have you seen they say, "Oh, the curses work upside down on Australians," so that's why. That's why we're winning everything now, because he's obviously down under, isn't it? But yeah.
I'm here for it, bro. But good job, guys, today on the watch along and the fan show, and we'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, boss.
See you later.
Take care. Right, who we got next?
Great, cool again.
Yeah.
So should we bring out the next one?
Yeah. Let's...
Hopefully, he doesn't get into any interruptions this time, like I did with him last time.
For fuck's sake.
He just comes in and he goes.
Yeah, hello everyone.
That
I
must be.
I don't forget things,
This must be an in joke, because I don't know.
No, it's turned off. It's turned off. There's no chance. Absolutely no chance.
Let's talk about the game. You must be happy with that performance today.
I mean, yeah, I'm really happy with that performance. Like, it's something to behold that Postecoglou is now the complete, like, outright best manager in terms of his starting in a Premier League career. Like, after 9 games, he's got the most points. That is absolutely, like, anyone who said, like, like, statistically, he has been, if you want to look at it, after 9 games, the best manager that's ever come to the Premier League in terms of their start. That is, you would not have said that at the beginning of the season. Like, I was optimistic with when we appointed Ange. My brother's Australian, so he took my brother lives in Australia, I should say, and he mentioned him to me about how he's seen him manage at the local level and stuff, and he's really impressed with him. And I was excited. I was thinking, right, last year was a bad 8th place, but if you finish 8th place with him, it's going to be a good 8th place. But now it's like, all expectations have been shattered, and not in a bad way. It's been really, really interesting to watch the way the transition from last season to this season. It's been spellbinding football, seriously.
Quick question about the second half, though, because Ange wasn't impressed with it. What do you think went wrong in that second half to why it weren't as good as the first?
I think, obviously you can put it to a few facts. I think a lot of these players were away on international duty. A lot of these players, even though we played on the Monday night kickoff, they were away on international duty. You saw Udogie play how many minutes for England, for Italy against England, sorry. I love if he played for England. And you saw a lot of these players kind of play, and I think it was just maybe at half time they were resting on their laurels a little bit. Maybe it's like, it's only Fulham. We can there may have been a touch of complacency given how good our form's been recently. And obviously you saw once our 5 subs kicked in, the momentum was gone really. Fulham had a little, maybe it was 50-50 kind of who had the better ending half an hour or so. But once the second goal went in, it was pretty smooth sailing from there, about as smooth as you can with Tottenham. So, yeah.
Yeah, can't really argue with that. As far as like our running coming up now, are you at the point where you're kind of fearless as long as we've got our first team? You think that we could? Are you scared of Palace? Do you think we'll get a result? I don't want to look too far ahead, but what are your thoughts on the running?
I mean, I've been looking at our record against them in the league since they got promoted back in 2013, and they've won twice out of 17 meetings in the league. They've beaten us a few times in the cup, but in the league they beat us once in 2015, and obviously that 3-0 under Nuno. So, and they were both at their place. So am I scared? No, because obviously I don't know if Eze and Elise were playing. If they were playing, I'd be a bit more fearful.
Why would Eze not play?
I heard he got an injury recently, didn't he?
Yeah, he got injured at the weekend.
So he might not play?
He might not play now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't play,
yeah. Might not is a very big question because he'll probably turn up on Friday.
Yeah.
Like,
it's good that it's an early game.
Eze and Elise may, but not Elise's that, Eze might be as well. So that really, like, that is their kind of creative elements. Not gone, but severely hampered, and so I'm a little bit happy with that. And on the performance today, I'm just really happy with that. I'm looking at the Premier League stats website just in terms of every stat, and I see Tottenham players everywhere. I see Vicario joint top for goals scored, for clean sheets. Sorry, I see Son second for goal score behind the Imperials Haaland. Maddison on 5 assists. Romero having the 7th most passes in the league. It's amazing. And
wow. I'm gonna have to look.
But this doesn't this just show you the direction Tottenham are going in? Like, you're looking at the Premier League stats, and we're just seeing the cockerel everywhere on all the positive stats that we kind of want it to be on. So
absolutely.
Can we just look forward and upwards now?
I think, look, I really, really want to buy into the blind optimism that some Spurs fans have, but I can't. My brain just won't allow it. I'm thinking, okay, I always wait till Christmas, because by the 19th game of the season, you would have played every single team and you know how you stack up against them. At the moment, we are unbeaten against half the league.
Yep.
So that is good. That is really good. But we still got the other half of the league to play. We still have to play Man City, Newcastle away, I might add, as well. So we're at home to Newcastle. In that run-in against Villa, City, West Ham and Newcastle, we're at home 3 of those 4, but we're away at the Etihad. So that, I think, is going to be our test. Like, that I'm looking as our next mammoth gargantuan game is Chelsea and Man City coming up. So yeah.
To be honest, Newcastle and Villa though, that's just these are serious tests coming,
I suppose for those though, I'd say it depends when we're playing. If we play them after a European game, it probably might fall in our favour a little bit.
Maybe.
We played them straight after the international break. We played Villa straight after the international break.
After the international break, innit? But I think Newcastle might be after their last Champions League game. So depending on what situation they're in, could help us. But yeah, looking at it, I know we've got a lot of teams that are around us, but if we...
I don't see anyone else first.
I love that, Mikey.
I thought you weren't confident. Coldness.
Confidence and sarcasm.
Confidence and sarcasm.
But if like you said, if we get around Christmas and say we've only lost, say, 2 games, right? I'm just going to throw 2 games out there. Could be more or less. When are you going to jump on the big Ange train and probably thinking about a title charge?
After the 19th game. After the 19th game, I want to evaluate how we've played against every team and then see where we're at. Because I fully expect by Christmas, the only game I fully expect to lose is away at the Etihad. That's one I already fully expect to lose that one.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I think we have a chance to win every single game. Aside from that, only because they have Rodri, it's the Etihad. They're Man City. They are Man City. Let's not forget that. So I think outside of that game, I think we have a good chance of winning every single other one, and it's just going to be really interesting. But I wanna. There's one point I wanted to make, and that was everyone is shouting on the Maddison link up, and I'm very all here for it. I think today there was only one man that can take my man of the match, and every single time I saw him get on the ball, it was Christian Romero. I think. Yeah. Genuinely, he was man of the match. Van de Ven probably, obviously Van de Ven shone, and he was good again tonight. Like, I remember one time Vinicius had like a 5-yard head start, and by the time Vinicius got to the ball, Van de Ven was 5 yards ahead of him. So he did everything. But I think Romero genuinely that slide tackle on the edge of the on the side of the box when I think it was Willian was in was outstanding. It was everywhere all the time, and I love watching him play. The cameras panned him getting the captain's armband from Son when Son and Maddison went off, and he looked chuffed to have it on. And it's just he's very, very quickly becoming my kind of Spurs cult hero at the moment. I really love watching him play in that partnership. You know, a lot of Spurs fans scoffed when we got Van de Ven instead of Tapsoba. Well, now, you know. Admittedly, Leverkusen are doing wonders in the Bundesliga, but look at us. We're top, they're top. We signed the right to complement Romero, and it's keeping him. Romero's only got 2 yellow cards by this point last season. I think he'd already been suspended for his 5th. So it's
true. Yeah.
I think that is that's such a great point, because I sometimes don't really look at our centre-backs as the reason that we are doing so well, but they are probably the main reason, because like you said, if we got Tapsoba, number one, he's right-footed. Number 2, he doesn't have the same pace as Van de Ven that allows Romero to play his game because he's got the cover behind him. And so you're right. This was definitely the partner that we should have got for specifically Romero. And now Romero is playing like one of the best centre backs in Europe.
He's
I don't care what
like
anyone
a World
says.
Cup winning centre back.
Yes, he is.
A World Cup winning centre back.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, again, I'm so happy with it. And the question of of Højbjerg versus Bissouma for the Palace game, I'd honestly, I take the opposite view to Ben. I think you do have to look to that Chelsea game and think, if Bissouma gets suspended during the Chelsea game for the Wolves game, that's not as bad. That's not bad. Like, especially with the caliber of midfielder that Chelsea have, I think Enzo Fernandez is a wonderful player. If they play Cole Palmer there, you're going to need, a more mobile than Højbjerg defensive midfielder for that Chelsea game, the way I look at it. And so with Eze and Elise being out for that Palace game, I would start Højbjerg because I wasn't disappointed by what I saw today. I think it wasn't the same level as Bissouma, but, he said he's a ready-made replacement. He gave a 7 out of 10 performance today, and I really wasn't. It wasn't the Fulham. It wasn't the Højbjerg against Fulham from August. It was the proper Højbjerg, and I'm really glad that he did well today. So I would start Højbjerg against Palace, because if they don't have Eze or Elise, I think that gives our midfield more of a chance to be slightly dominate easier, and I'd start Højbjerg because of that.
God, I keep swinging back and forth on this one. Everyone keeps making good points.
But it's like that. This is the thing that everyone's going to have such a different opinion on this point, and that's why it's such a great talking point, because like Ben and Mikey completely disagree on and I'm kind of 50-50 on it as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm kind of like, I think I'd rather Højbjerg play the home game than. I think Bissouma will do a lot better against Palace midfield, but if they've got the injuries, I don't know.
That's the thing. It's like there's two main things for me. It's like, are they really injured? If they are really injured, okay, I'm cool with Højbjerg.
So Rambro says that Lerma, Elise, Eze and Tompkins are all out and they're not sure they'll be back for Friday.
And is he a Palace fan?
No, he's a Spurs fan, but that's what he's got from them.
Well, so the other thing to say is Bissouma
Eze's out for 6 weeks from the beginning of October, so he will miss until the next international break.
You're talking about Elise, right?
No, Eze and Elise are both out. They're both confirmed out.
What you've just? Oh, really? They're confirmed out. Okay. Because the other thing is Bissouma. Yeah. Number one, without Eze or Elise, he's less likely to get a yellow card. Yeah, because they're the players that will dribble past him.
Yeah.
Number two, also
will dive though.
you have the chance to. Bissouma can play a game and not get a yellow card. Like, he can do that.
Yeah, there's obviously been games this season where he hasn't got one.
Yeah.
So,
And you don't want him to have not played much football but going into Chelsea either. So at minimum, I want him to play like at least 30 minutes in that game.
I would bring him on as a sub. I would bring him on. I really would. But I would start Højbjerg and get us to a point where if, hoping that we're at a comfortable 2-0, like it was against a 2-0 by the 60th minute, to allow Bissouma to come on and get some fresh minutes. But don't forget, even after, we've got a 10-day break until the Chelsea game. So I'm not sure how much of getting Bissouma on the pitch would really benefit, because of how long we've got to wait until the Chelsea game after the Palace game.
God, is it 10 days?
Yeah, because we play on the Friday, innit, and the game.
And then we play on the Monday.
Yeah.
No way.
So we've got a big break.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've got this short.
But that's
window.
good for the injuries, though, if we can. Yeah.
Because I saw, why did your doggy come off so early? Do you guys? I don't.
He's injured, isn't it?
Yeah, so he said he landed awkwardly on his shoulder, but that's what they said at the
shoulder.
time. So I don't know if.
That's what happened with Robertson.
But Ben Davis weren't on the bench either, so that's a little bit of a worry, because Ben Davis weren't on the bench tonight. So
yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah, we'll wait to see if that's confirmed. If it was his shoulder, they weren't sure either. Someone had just. I think
they didn't mention it.
Alan Smith had mentioned it, but he wasn't sure.
I might have a quick look on Twitter.
Who came off? Because I know your doggy came off in like the 50th minute. Who came off after that? Then it was someone else came off.
Sarr came off after that.
Sarr
came off for Skip.
Yeah.
And Skip has completely changed the game, like into their favour. If we're being honest.
Skip ain't it. Like, I put it in the chat because I've said that. Skip really ain't it.
Skip ain't it.
No, it's like I was so impressed with the full. It's like the drop of I just can't wait for Sarr or Bentancur to be the one coming. Sarr and Højbjerg, or Bentancur and Højbjerg to be the ones coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Rather than Skip.
Can you imagine? That'd be amazing. Like
imagine you've got your midfielder Bentancur, Bissouma, Madison, like bossing the game, and then all of a sudden you just see like Sarr and Højbjerg coming on. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, these lot. But when you see Skip, you think, oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, look, I just wanted to share this with you before you go because we do have other people waiting.
Oh, really?
Papa Sarr was unwell before the game and only expected him to last an hour. That's what Ange said, apparently.
Okay.
Udogie felt some tightness, but it is not thought to be serious, according to Ange. Okay. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so that's it. All right. So as of right now, it looks like our injury bill, aside from Perisic and Solomon, who are long-term out, Sessegnon, who can, quite frankly, never come back and I'll still be happy. Yeah. And obviously, who's the other one? Bentancur is stepping up his recovery, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Lovely to speak to you, Mikey.
Mikey, as always.
Always a pleasure.
Right. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Do you know what? Right, I think we should start Bissouma on Friday. I think I've been toying with it since you asked it. but that's how much it's got to me because I'm literally since you've asked the question, I'm literally thinking you've got to play him.
I think Ange will play him.
Yeah,
Ange will play him. That's for sure.
If it comes down to it in the end, where he does get suspended, so be it. There's going to be another situation we're going to have to try and cope without him. Yeah. Who's to say that we could cope better with him without him against Chelsea than coping better without him against Wolves? We just don't know.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. But yeah,
who we got next? Arian. Is this how many we got?
Arian, how are you doing?
Good. Is my audio crap? First of all.
Oh yeah, last time you had crap audio.
Right. Last time the audio was horrible. Is it like a little bit better or something? Okay, good. That's great. Look. Can't complain. 2-0.
We don't need to ask questions. He knows what he's doing.
Go on, Arian. Just take it away. Yours are some of my favorite. Yeah. Go on.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt you. But yeah, look. 2-0. Great performance in terms of just it was professional. It kind of reminded me a little bit right before it all fell into the into downfall under Conte. But that 2-0 kind of game against Everton. Where it was just like they didn't look like they were going to trouble us at any stage of the game, and it was just professional. It looked like there was only one team that was going to win. I never threatened by Fulham, really at all, and it was good. This is the kind of team that these are the kind of performances that you want, and I think we kind of that second half especially there was a little bit of we did not get into first gear after that second goal. That's probably for a bunch of reasons. I think also it is probably at the back of their minds is they're playing in 4 days for whatever reason. I don't know why they schedule it like that, but there's probably some scheduling reasons. There's just some fatigue reasons. They've just come back from international break, and we're 2-0 up. I think it was a bunch of those reasons. I don't think it's right. I think Ange is right in criticizing that, but I think that's probably some of the reasons. And we're in the infancy of the Ange era. We're only 13 games in, counting preseason, so it's not like this is a fully fleshed out Ange side. He says we can improve. I think everyone can see the areas where we can improve. That's what's so exciting about the team. We're so good, and we can all still see where it is that we can improve. So, and when it comes to the performance, I'm very happy with you're going 9 games in. You have some exciting games, professional games, great moments, some bad moments. Everything is there in this team, and this is just another example of the Ange era still going completely unfazed.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose I've got to ask that question since everyone keeps getting asked this question.
Before you ask the question, let's quickly talk about let's talk about Richarlison today. What did you make of his performances in both halves?
I love them. I think the second half, yes, there was a little bit of again, like probably most players in that second half, he wasn't faultless. He wasn't alone in being he dropped off in the second half for sure. The first half, I was really impressed, honestly, by him. I thought that was probably he just looked like a winger. I think every time Richarlison plays on the wing, he looks like a striker playing on the wing. This time, he looked like a winger. That was the difference for me. Sent in some really nice crosses. Linked up with Udogie very well, and I think partially Emerson coming in was part of kind of when he started to falter a little bit. I don't think Emerson had a good game at all, and he didn't link up with Richarlison that well either. He's right-footed. It's awkward playing right back and left back, a lot of things. So I think that was probably one of the reasons he couldn't really get into his flow. But really, he wasn't the only one that was offbeat. I think really Sarr actually improved probably in that second half. He was the only player that I think improved between the halves. I think Højbjerg was not quite as good. I don't think like Porro, I think he was kind of just quiet. Kulusevski, I think his circle button broke. Cannot shoot for at all. I don't know what it was with him. So there was a lot of players in there that were a little bit off pace, making some weird decisions, and he was one of them. I think in that first half, though, he was great. He could have gotten like another 1 or 2 goal involvements. I think he was awesome. I loved it.
And before Josh asks his question, right? Let's talk about Højbjerg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a great replacement? Did he do the job that was asked for him today and replacing Bissouma?
My thoughts going into the game, knowing that we weren't going to have Bissouma, is if there was any game that it would be okay for us to lose Bissouma, it would be this one because of Palhinha and what he does in that midfield. He is, I feel like, profile-wise, the kryptonite for Bissouma, because Bissouma, we know he likes to be a little bit, aesthetically pleasing, dribble in a little bit. I think that's Palhinha's bread and butter. He wants a player to do that, go at him, and he's going to kill you. I think Højbjerg is a different kind of player. He's trying to spray it out wide, keep the ball moving in the midfield. And Palhinha was kind of getting lost sometimes. If you look at Madison's goal, he was nowhere to be seen because the ball was moving too fast for him. And I think Højbjerg has a big part. I mean, obviously we got the ball off of pressing it, so it wasn't like a possession buildup. But still, Palhinha was not quite as influential in this game as he is normally. I think you watch Fulham at other times. Palhinha is killing whoever is having to go at him. He's probably, for me, he's the best 1v1 like tackler in midfield anywhere in the world, right?
Yeah.
Besides like literal center backs, he is the greatest enforcer I've ever seen.
His stats are the same as peak Kante. They're exactly the same. He wins the same duels as him.
I believe it.
Season,
I mean, in a duel, he's a monster, and I think if there's any kind of midfielder that I would be kind of scared to see Bissouma go at, it would be Palhinha. So I think and Højbjerg doing his job, just keeping the ball moving, not letting Palhinha get into his zone. I think that was a crucial part of why Fulham looks so dull and looks so like poor, average. Like it's just some team in the league, right? Like it's like whatever.
Yeah.
that's what they look like to me.
So with that in mind, my one question: what would you do on Friday? You know what I'm going to say.
Crystal Palace and Chelsea are on the same points. Who cares? They're both on 12. So
You are so disingenuous.
I would start Bissouma on Friday.
You're a proper internet troll. You are.
I would start Bissouma on Friday because, I think when you said who says what game's a gimme? You never know, right?
Yeah.
And I think last season, I think we did lose more points to Palace last season than we did to Chelsea, didn't we? Because I think we lost one game to them, but we didn't lose to Chelsea. Maybe I'm
That's true.
Right. So point is, that
I don't know.
I don't think we did. I
remember beating them away 4-0 because Brian Hill was really good.
No, we won. It was a Pedro Porro assist. Kane headed it in. I remember actually. Yeah. So no, we did take more points, but whatever. Point is that he has to start because you don't know what games are gimmies right now, and it's Premier League. There's no game that's a gimme. Even Sheffield United, we had to score in the 100th minute. We were down to 10 minutes against Luton Town, so I don't want to go into any game thinking, oh, this is just another game. I don't think like that in the Premier League. I don't think you can. I don't think you can afford to. I think that kind of thinking cost us in the cup. And I would start Bissouma for sure because you start with your strongest team every game in the league. That's what you do.
Brilliant. I think I'm starting to agree with you now, to be honest, on that side of things. So wrapping it up, what would you say, or who would you say is your man of the match? And overall kind of like what are you looking for with Palace as well? Like as far as, do you think that we can go 5 clear at the top? Sorry, I was asking 2 questions at once there, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. Don't worry about it. I can keep up. I think man of the match, like everyone is saying, Romero, outstanding, brilliant, captain's performance, just every superlative you can think of, he was that. Like Brian said, the calmest man on the field, except for that one where we squared up with Vinicius, which made me literally laugh because that's so like, what kind of universe is this? But other than that, he was level-headed, brilliant, unstoppable, clean sheet. Everything a defender needs to do in a game, he did. He was even forward sometimes. I don't know what he didn't do. It's a shorter list of what he didn't do. So he did everything, and it was flawless, absolutely flawless. He didn't put a foot wrong today. It was magnificent. I want to give a shout-out, though, to Guillermo Venom Vicario. What a fucking goalkeeper, man.
Yeah.
What a goalkeeper. I think I said it the first time here. The game against West Ham, we all said, okay, he looked a little bad. I said, give him 10 games. Just give it to him. Let's see how he does. We've seen him against big teams. We've seen him against smaller teams. We've seen him in the build-up. We've seen him coming after causes. We've seen him everywhere. We've only just not seen him save a penalty yet, and I'm sure when he does, it's going to be a great moment. So he has been the best keeper signing this season. I think he's also been one of the cheapest, right? What was it, 50 million for Onana, like 30-something for Raya and Sanchez a piece. And we saw them, on a Dumb and Dumber sesh on Sunday. So, what? So it's just what a signing. What a signing. What a player. Fucking love him. Absolutely adore him. Just so for him, that's my special shout out. And I think I probably would have given it to my other shout out. I would have given it to Kulusevski if he just learned that, if he just shot today. I don't know what the deal with him was today. He had about 4 chances to shoot, like a good chance. And like I said, we were just trying to play it's like we're playing FIFA. You want to get it across just on an empty net. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's just completely overthinking it. Sometimes just test the keeper. I know Burn Lemma's he's been good this season to his credit, but test the keeper. He's not unstoppable. He's not a brick wall. You can go past him. And I just wish we did that more. But performance-wise, man of the match-wise, I've got to give it to Romero, and my honorable mention goes to Vicario, because those two at the back have been outstanding all season. Save percentage for Vicario, especially. Every stat for a goalkeeper, Vicario, has been insane. And I think he's been the best goalkeeper in the league, one of the best in the world, behind Alisson Becker, because that guy is a fucking keeper. He's another animal. So I don't want to get into that. Anyway, going forward to Palace, look, I think they're one of them. I think people kind of don't realize it because it's just they're always on pause, so you don't really ever think about Palace that much. But they're a very pragmatic team. They're very under Hodgson again. So it's one of those. I think it's going to be very cagey. It's going to be similar to kind of what we did against Sheffield United, which really on another day that game could have been a rout the same way Newcastle did to them. So it's all about getting that early goal, like we could have done today, for example, when Son was through on Leno. A lot of moment, or even against Sheffield United, there was a couple of saves from West flattering him. So just I think that first half an hour is going to decide kind of where that game goes. They don't really look inspiring right now. I don't think they have much fire unless Ezra or Elise do get back, but I don't think their chances are too high at the moment getting back to us. So they don't really have anyone in there that is particularly super threatening. But of course, the game's not a game. They're going to play for 0-0 even. You can't afford to drop points in a game like this. So you want to make sure you're playing your strongest team. You're playing Basuma. I think he can be key for a team like this because they're going to be one of the most pragmatic teams, and they're really one of the most pragmatic teams with quality. Sheffield United are not. They don't have the quality in the squad, but they have good players. Joachim Anderson, Mark Gahey, even Jefferson Lerma. I think he's a good signing for them recently. So I think they have a lot of players that are very good at playing this pragmatic style, unlike a Sheffield United who are a championship quality. So when it comes to that part of it, they're a good team to crack. They're a hard team to crack, and I think having Basuma back, for example, is going to be huge because against teams like this, it's moments, it's individuals that are going to kind of create these things for you. Madison's going to be key, and bit of Basuma is going to be key. A lot of these little moments, they're going to try to double mark Son. I think he's going to probably have more of a quiet evening. We need to be clinical. It's going to be it's going to be cagey, but I think if we can get a goal early, it's going
They'll
to be
have to come out.
Because it's going to be what happened to them this weekend with Newcastle, 4-0, 5-0 even. We could do it. But that's the thing with Newcastle. They scored 4 minutes in against Palace. They scored 20 minutes in against Sheffield United. And as soon as you force these teams to play football, they crumble because that's not how they coach. We've seen it happen with us, right? It happened to us with Newcastle last season. I'm using Newcastle as an example so much here, but literally they scored early 5 times. So it's
I'm on the X train. I don't want to hear about Newcastle. I've blocked that from my memory. Do you know what I mean?
Right? So it's all about getting an early goal. Is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but wrapping
sure.
up, are we in the title race, Arian? Before you go,
Here's what I'm going to say about that. First of all, I genuinely don't care. I, honest to God, I don't look at the table very
he
often
sounds
anymore.
like someone that doesn't care, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I don't look at the table. I like under Mourinho and under Conte, that football was so bad where the only thing I was clinging on to was the fucking table. I'm looking at points. You know, we're only four points away. If we, I'm like trying to do some calculus to see if we have any chance to make it top four. But here, I don't care. Right? I'm only looking at the football. I'm only thinking about when the next game is, and that's all I'm caring about. And what I'm going to say is, last season, we're in the seat Arsenal were last season, and I remember exactly the game, the moment, not even the game, the moment, the second Arsenal fell apart. Their title race fell apart. It was against Liverpool. They were 2-0 up early on, and their fans started singing, "We're going to win the league." That was exactly, Liverpool came back, and they never recovered from that game. It was exactly then. Yeah. That was the exact moment it happened. I remember it. I remember it vividly because I celebrated so much. So it was, that's the trap that we might fall into. And the reason I don't care is because that's how you win leagues. You just go about your way. Leagues don't happen by coincidence very often. It's happened once, like ever, and it was Leicester City. And of course, people are victims to that. But they don't happen coincidentally. You don't. You go about your business, and if you have the quality, it's about consistency. It's about just doing your job. If you're going, you can't go on a 38-game purple patch, and you can't be on this kind of like high where you're thinking things are magical. It's not magical and mystical. It's you're ready to watch your game. You're ready to watch your team. You're behind your team. You believe you're going to win the next game. You focus on the next game. I don't like focusing on the next 20 games because God knows what happens in 20 games. We get 2 bad injuries. We're going to start thinking, oh, are we going to make Europa League? Right? That could happen. And that might happen. And if it does happen, I don't care. Right? It's about the quality. It's about the entertainment. That's what the sport is to me. It's about entertainment right now for me, and I'm enjoying this. I'm entertained. I'm happy. I'm having a great Monday. Right? That's what I care about. I'm having a fantastic Monday. Right?
Brilliant.
How many Mondays are good Mondays? You don't get
Arian said, he said, I don't care about it. And then he just gave the most passionate rant about it. But look, it's been lovely speaking to you, Arian.
Trophies are a social construct.
Yeah. That sounds like something Pochettino would say.
It does, right? Just build ego.
Yeah. But yeah, great speaking to you. And yeah, I suppose we better get to people.
Yeah, and I know what he's gonna do. So these headphones are coming off.
Get the headphones off. Wait, come on,
Arian always cheers me up.
Yeah.
She came out league.
Yeah. He's so passionate. Do you know what I mean,
mate?
Yeah. But yeah,
let's bring out the next guest, and we should have Michael.
Hello, Michael. Oh, I think you're on mute.
Hold on.
Oh,
hold on 1 second.
It's on our side.
It's on our side. Talk now.
No.
Nope.
Oh, it's on your side. Here we go.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, Michael.
Sorry. Yeah, you know, StreamYard, or sorry, and this site just, you know, keeps switching my microphone whenever I come in.
It's just trolling you.
Yeah. You know, funny part, I actually muted Arian for his shouting part that I fucking heard him from your stream. Like, you know, somewhere in your stream I heard him, right? Absolutely mad, guys.
That's so funny. But yeah, tell us your thoughts on the game. And yeah, everything about Spurs at the moment, I suppose.
I enjoyed 80% of that game. And
80?
I think it was 85% of that game. Let's say. Yeah.
I enjoyed less. But yeah.
I think it was a really good game, like in terms of how we played. But it's kind of ironic. It's a really good game that highlighted our issues. It's really like stupid to say this, but
yeah, no, I agree.
That's such a good point.
Very great point.
I think like 2 major issues I have with this game. One is that if Maddison or Son don't score, then fucking God knows who will, right? As I think either Mikey or Arian said that Kulusevski has his like, you know, this button is basically broken.
Broken.
Like I don't know. Like when we bought Kulusevski for that like half a year period, when he was supposed to shoot, he was shooting. When he was supposed to pass, he was passing.
Yeah.
Right now, he's shooting when he needs to pass to someone. He's like sitting clear at at the penalty spot, waiting for the ball to just be rolled to him, right? And when he's supposed to shoot, he's passing then, right? It's ironic. Like I kid you not, if we had competent goal scorers on the wing, and I'm not even saying like Salah or Martinelli from previous season, just guys that are actually confident in taking a shot when they need to. I think this game would have been like done in 30 minutes. Because I think, like similarly to Luton, I think we started slow, but we got into our gears. And I think for like since like 20th minute to 45th, Fulham didn't get a sniff. Like it was absolutely brilliant watching that first half. I don't know about you boys, but I was sitting there, chilling on the sofa, drinking beer, enjoying what I'm seeing, right? And then the second half comes, and like there, I think was the second highlight that I wanted to mention, which is as soon as we like take out the key players from that starting 11, it all just falls. Like literally, like a house of cards, it literally like breaks down and nothing seemed to work, right? Especially when we took out like the third batch of substitutions with when Gio came on, Velis and Johnson.
Yeah.
And we substituted Madison and Son off. Like literally, we couldn't string 5 passes together. We were constantly losing possession. Like they created some dangerous opportunities. I was sitting there with my butt clenched, and it was not a pleasant like viewing experience from that point until the end, right? So I think we deserve to win. Nobody can say otherwise. I think we played really well for like 70 minutes, let's say, right? But ever since we made the substitutions, it was shit.
Michael, do you think that outside basically Perisic and Højbjerg, that's it? We kind of fall apart once those two aren't able to come on, because obviously we saw what it was like when Perisic was coming on before he got injured, and Højbjerg's obviously come in today and actually replaced Basuma, but actually some of the games he's been coming on and he's done really well. But outside of those two, do you think our bench needs to kind of improve on that sense, where that's where our weakness is?
I think it's a bit different because, like, with the game today, right? We substituted Bissouma for Højbjerg, right?
Yep.
And it looked really good. I think Højbjerg played, I don't want to say he did anything special today, but he did his job, right? We were playing against Fulham. He wasn't bullied off the ball. He was passing correctly, taking the ball off them. It was all working, right?
Yep.
And I think with other players on our bench, it can be like a similar situation, right? If we keep our starting 11 but just substitute, I don't know, Sar with Skip, right?
Yep.
One change, then I think this team will still keep working. I think the issue is when we actually need to make more than like 2 or 3 changes.
Yeah.
And, we take out the spine of Madison and Son most often, right? We take out those two, then it all just falls apart, right? Especially offensively. But also I felt like without Madison and Son, we weren't really, like we lost the first line of defense, which was intelligent pressing. Because I feel like Velis, Johnson, they were running around a lot, but I think that press wasn't really like successful in terms of like actually posing, threat to the Fulham defenders who were playing out of the back, right? So yeah, that's the thing, right? I think if we take like Bissouma for Højbjerg, one substitution, it's fine, right? I even think if we just take like Madison for Gio Lo Celso, of course the level would be much lower, but I think it wouldn't be like a tragedy, right? The issue is if we take both Madison, Son, and and
which he seems to be doing a lot of, doesn't he? He seems to be taking them off together, and we haven't actually seen how one would function without the other.
Well, it's true. We
haven't seen it.
We do seem to struggle when they do come off. Though. Haven't you noticed?
Yeah, because he's
the Arsenal game.
And he keeps bringing them off together. So we're kind of like in that situation right now. It's kind of the unknown because we've got when Maddison comes off, Son's off straight away, and we've not been in a situation where let's say we take Son off, Maddison, if he stays on the pitch, how much does it really change? It probably doesn't change much, but actually you're right. As soon as it goes to the 2, we completely fall apart, and that's quite worrying because there's gonna be games this year that we kind of need both of them. Well, there's gonna be a case where we might not have both of them on the pitch.
Well, I'm hoping that I know this is a big if, but I'm hoping Bentancur coming back, getting full fitness, he becomes one of the most important players in our team.
Yeah.
And then I know I said this earlier in the stream, but one of the wingers that aren't performing at the moment, whether it's Richie, Hill or Johnson, one of them has their Kulu moment, has a second half of the season where they're just banging it in. And then that means we go up a level.
Yeah.
Because I still think on the wings, even Kulu, I know he scored 2 goals, but we could do so much better, couldn't we? Do you know what I mean? And it's just Son and Maddison, kind of how Michael's been saying. If they don't score, but we need some other people to chip in. But yeah, so overall then, what are your thoughts on, Spurs going into the rest of the season? As in, do you think I'm almost too scared to say it. That's why I keep slowing down there. But are we in a title race? What do you think's going on? Is it too early?
For me, it is. I am of the school of thought similar to I think Arian. I think I need to see us play against all the possible opposition to make some conclusions, right? And I think it's fair to say, right? Because especially also. There is a point that at the beginning of the season, the teams are so close to each other that if we are in a title race, then Villa is in a title race, right? And Newcastle are in a title race. And because, it's the gap is only 5 points between us and Villa, or 4 points, right?
Mm-hmm. Is it?
Yeah, it's that small.
Yeah, Villa are on 19 or something, right? So for me, it's just a bit too early because it's all too packed together, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think after 19 games, you can start making conclusions, but it's still not a title race for me. It's after 19 games, if we are first, I won't be saying we are winning the league or whatever, right? But I'm generally of the school of thought that I like to take things slowly in those cases, right? I would rather hype myself up through the season than just go all guns blazing now and get punched in the face in 2 months when we get one injury to one of the crucial players and suddenly it all falls down, right? So, but listen, that's just title races, etc., right? I am so fucking proud of this team. It's honestly I've been saying this plenty on many different streams, right? At the end of last season, I kid you not, it was the first time for me ever since I became a fan where I actually didn't watch some games because I couldn't be asked, right?
Yeah.
I kid you not, I didn't watch us getting spanked at Villa. I didn't watch us getting spanked by Brentford because I just, it was just, it was not pleasurable for me to view those games. Right? Whereas, but it's, I know, you have to be with your team through thick and thin, right?
No, I get it. Don't worry. I totally get it.
The games, right? But if I had something better to do, I didn't challenge plans to watch the game, right? That's the point. Whereas right now, I'm dying for more, right? I want more. I want the Palace game to be tomorrow, right? I know it's not for the fitness of the players, but I kid you not, if it was tomorrow, I would be sitting there and watching it, right? So it's such a turnaround. I never expected it to be so quick. And I understand that we are maybe overshooting it a bit. I think we are a bit in a better place than maybe we deserve to be, but it's not going from 23 to 15 or 14. I think maybe some of those results could have went the other way, but it's
the
not,
Liverpool game.
I still think we deserve, right now, we deserve where we are. We deserve to be where we are, right? And that's brilliant for me. Listen, 23 fucking points from 9 games. If you told me that before the season, I would just, tell you to stop trolling and just, I don't know what I would tell you. Just start laughing, right? Because that's an impossible scenario, right? And suddenly we find ourselves with 23, Palace game soon. So, yeah.
Brilliant.
You haven't asked your question.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll wrap it up with that then. So Friday, what do you do about this Basuma Højbjerg thing? I'm sure you've heard me ask it already.
Yeah.
Do you play Basuma or Højbjerg?
I would play Bissouma. And listen, if he wants to be a part of this team, right, he has to take responsibility, in my opinion. And I even think, like Ange mentioned it in one of the press conferences, that like he is the leader of this group of players, but he has some issues with like discipline. I think he mentioned being late to the training once or twice or something like so. Bissouma, for me, even though he is a grown-ass man, I still think he needs to grow in terms of like actually being like responsible and like doing things the proper way. And I think I wouldn't drop him for getting a red card. I would actually start him and tell him, you cannot get a yellow card, but you have to play like you always do, right? You have to perform, and keep in mind that you cannot get yellow carded. I don't know if you boys remember, but at the end of the first contest season, Romero was about to get like his 10th yellow card and get suspended for 3 games or something, right? And he didn't get a yellow card for like 7 games straight until the end of the season. Because even though he was still performing those challenges, he was still, you know, being the guy that he was at that point at that point in the league, right?
Yeah.
And I think we need to test Bissouma in a similar way. And if he gets a yellow card, then like we play Højbjerg. I think we drop a level, but it's not such a big drop that we will suffer for it, right? I still think that a midfield of Højbjerg, Sarr and Maddison can challenge the midfield of Chelsea, right? So I would like to start Bissouma. And also to the point, you should start your strongest team like when you get the chance to, right? So that's the way I'm looking at things.
I think that's fair, but apart from
I completely get the worries, right? We're coming with it. Obviously, Chelsea are playing really well, and their midfield is stacked as fuck, right? So it definitely won't be an easy game, even with Bissouma, right? But I just feel like Ange is the type of person to test Bissouma, right? In this spot. I think he won't be asked if we draw the game against Chelsea, right? I think he would rather test Bissouma, like tell him, show me that you are responsible, show me that you are a leader, right? Don't get yellow carded, play against Chelsea. Then you can get yellow carded because like we can handle Wolves without Bissouma, right? But for this Palace game, I'm counting on you, right? And I just got the vibe from Ange that he would rather like solve it that way, unless he wants to reward Højbjerg for a good performance, right? Because that's also a point, right? But I personally would start Bissouma.
Brilliant. Well, thank you, Michael.
Yeah, cheers.
Really appreciate your time, and come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Take care.
That was quite different. I'm glad he brought out the weaknesses.
Yeah.
Because no one's done that yet.
Some really good points there.
Really
100%.
Really good points. But let's move on to...
Yeah, I can tell you're leaning. Let's move on to the most important guest of the day.
Yes.
Who is it? KPV. How you doing?
Talk to me, KPV. Talk to me.
Talk to me, yeah?
Yeah. How did you think the game went?
Okay, I thought it was, good. Like, second half, like, Ange wasn't impressed, so don't blame the ball. But, I think we lost that creativity. Like, why does he always take off our 2 main players? This is basically Jose Mourinho took off Son against West Ham 3 years ago, and we still don't win.
That's a good point.
He took Son off when we were beating the Spammers, and then he takes Son off, and we concede in stoppage time. But we're still unbeaten. I'll take that. And great game. But as I said, Son only scores bangers, people. So
that was a banger.
Yeah, and why was Son in Maddison's way when we were close to scoring? Like, at least let Maddison score again or something. But Son was in Madison's way. Like, what do you need to have a Like, you could at least let Madison score, Madison and Son. So Madison combined. Like, look
Yeah.
like we have a new duo. But let's be honest, Madison is not Kane though, because no one's combined for more combinations for goals than Kane and Son have.
It's
So
true.
no one has combined for more. So, but that record's not going to be broken just yet. So that still stands. But yeah, the main two scored and bring on Friday, Palace away. Like you heard Mikey saying, that Palace have only beaten us twice at theirs. And Pardew was forced. We lost 2-1, and then we lose 3-0 when they have an ex-Guna in Patrick Vieira.
Wasn't Pardew Newcastle's manager when he beat us 2-1?
No, it was Palace. I'm pretty
It
sure.
was Palace.
Oh,
Yeah,
was it? Okay.
Jason Punchin. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's how far we're going back.
Wow.
That was when Kane burst onto the scene in a derby game. It was against Chelsea and then Arsenal. So I think Kane might have scored against Palace. I don't know if anyone in the chat can check if Kane scored against Palace in 2014-15 away. That was January 2015. Anyone can check, I'd appreciate. But yeah, we're still unbeaten, and like, I don't care what anyone says, we're still unbeaten. And bring on Palace, like, they didn't win at the weekend, unfortunately. So our record at their ground is not bad. We've only lost twice, 2-1 and 3-0, but we beat them at their place last season, and we won 4-0. Son scored, Kane, and Doherty, of all people.
Was that under Hodgson or Vieira?
Do
you remember?
That was Vieira.
Yeah, because he was doing that stat where he goes, "I haven't lost to Tottenham yet."
Hodgson.
He did actually at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The season we lost 3-0, so you lost 3 games against Tottenham.
It's COVID is the first excuse because he wasn't there, was he? And then
he wasn't there.
He lost last year. Yeah.
But yeah, we've got Chelsea in 2 weeks, which I'm definitely going to the game. The 6th of November, I'm going. Like, Chelsea at home, I know Sammy's in the background, but you're still doing good, but you're still getting slapped. And
I love that. You're getting slapped.
Another skip banger coming. Another skip banger incoming, mate. What is skip?
How many do you reckon Son is going to score against Sanchez, their flappy keeper?
He's going to score at least 3, I think, because he scored against Chelsea already. That was in the Battle of the Bridge. We were 2-0 up, and I know Sammy watched it, but I don't give a fuck, mate. They still couldn't beat Leicester though, because we couldn't. We lost and drawn, so I don't care. But yeah, they lost to Man City many times. They can't even beat City, but I don't care. We're still going to beat City because De Bruyne. I heard De Bruyne could be allowed to leave City because of injury. So looks like he's going to leave. But we've got good players and we're still unbeaten. Palace, Chelsea, Wolves, and West Ham, and then Villa after international break. So, but I want to say rest in peace to Sir Bobby Charlton, England's greatest player, World Cup winner, and yeah, shocked for the weekend. I heard the news during the 3 p.m. kickoff, and
sad news.
Sad news, man. Great player, and I heard some people, City fans, were chanting about some bad chants about him. Like,
oh yeah,
blood. What the fuck, man? You don't say some bad stuff about him and disrespect, blood. Like, disrespect about him. I don't like that. So no room for racism, and there is no room, people. So why is no one sorting this out? FA and stick it out, sort this out. Because when Son plays against West Ham, he always scores, and West Ham fans always abuse him. Clark was subjected to racist abuse after we beat Italy, and he still got abused. Like, honestly, stop. And this isn't great. So anyone just block if you receive it. I always blocked it when I received it because I nearly did after we lost to France in the World Cup quarterfinal. I nearly did so. And that's good.
Let's brighten it up, KPV. Let's brighten it up. Because obviously what you're saying is very important there. But we've just won. We're top of the league, 2 points clear. just wrapping it up now, what would you say if someone told you that Spurs are in a title race? Do you think we're in a title race? Do you think we're going to win it?
Yeah, I think we are, because Big Ange came to Tottenham to win a trophy, and we're still in the FA Cup if people are still not remembering.
It hasn't even started yet, KBB.
I know it hasn't, but
And that's why we're still in it.
That's why we're still in it. Come on.
The doubles on, and man of the match, Vicario, Venom.
Brilliant. Venom.
His save's just come up again on Sky Sports.
Yeah.
Just perfect time.
Yeah,
perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
KPV.
But look, KPV, thank you so much for your time. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Hopefully for the Chelsea game. Hopefully you're going and I'll see you. And we have a World Cup winner in Marlon who won the World Cup sweepstakes. So well done.
Of course. Yeah.
Thanks to my boy Romero.
He's the best centre back. So people, Messi was white, so he is the best, and he's better than Van Dijk, and he's better than Thiago Silva, because Thiago Silva didn't even win a World Cup with Brazil in their own country, and what happened to Brazil? They got slapped 7-1 by Germany. So
they said slapped.
I'm out. I'll see you all for the next game. And
take care.
Levy out. Sego in.
Out.
Come on, you Spurs.
Take care, KPV. Wow, what a show. I am absolutely falling asleep, guys. Work early in the morning.
No.
Any super chats or anything?
No super chats. But yeah, no, thank you for joining us. Ben and Sim will obviously be back tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for all the content that comes out for We Are Tottenham TV. Josh, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, absolute pleasure.
I thought it would be worse.
Yeah.
We're gonna lie, but I feel like I've changed you. You've not changed me.
Right.
But yeah, you're back for Chelsea, aren't you?
I think I am. Yeah, is that Monday night?
Monday night.
Yeah,
so you're back for the Chelsea game. I don't know when I'm back, but you can find me at Southview COYS TV. I've put the link in the chat and also in the pump up. The link's there as well. But
yep, and look out for me on Twitter at Josh King COYS.
Yes, make sure you look out for Josh.
Yeah.
He would negative one.
Yeah, the pessimist.
Yeah.
I might actually change my Twitter name to the pessimist.
Yes. Telling you everybody's injured. Everybody, the whole starting 11's injured. But no,
it's anti-judge. That's what we deal with around here, anti-judge. But anyway, it's been a pleasure, Marlon.
Yeah.
And yeah, take care, guys. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.